Cross my heart and hope to die. Dad was dressed in combat gear, as if he'd never left the army. His face was tanned, making the scar on his cheek look whiter than ever. He was proud of that scar. He'd got it from a piece of shrapnel when he was fighting in Kyrgyzstan. There was a long moment as they looked at him and he looked at them. Dillon could see Robbie's shoulders rising and falling as he drew in deep breaths, waiting, unsure. Then Dad smiled a big, big smile, the kind of smile that Dillon remembered from when he was a little kid, a smile that warmed you like the sun coming out from behind clouds. And Dillon couldn't help it. He found himself smiling back, a big, silly grin. Robbie jumped up and threw his arms round Dad's neck, just like he used to in the old days. Robbie had grown a lot in the last couple of years, but when Dad lifted him up into his massive arms, he still looked like a little kid. Dillon had forgotten how big Dad was, tall and strong. His arms and shoulders were thick with muscle and his hands looked huge on Robbie's back. He had shaved his hair very short, and he had a tattoo just above his right ear, a word, but Dillon couldn't see what it said. "Oh, Robbo, it's so good to see you," Dad said. "Miss me?" Robbie nodded and buried his face in Dad's neck. "Me too, little man, me too. But we can be together now. Everything's okay again." He lowered Robbie to the ground and ruffled his hair. Then he looked at Dillon. "Something the matter with that front door? It's sticking." Dillon's heart was beating fast, and he realized that he was holding his breath. Would Dad be angry because he had tried to stop him getting in? Would he explode into one of his bad moods? Then Dad winked and smiled again. "It's okay, Dill. I understand. So, gonna say hello or not?" Dillon stepped forward and held out his hand. "Don't I get a hug, or are you too grown up now?" Dad opened his arms and pulled him into a hug, held him tight, kissed the top of his head. And Dillon felt weak. It was so good, Dad stroking his back as if he really loved him. "I've thought about you two every single day. It was like a big pain in my heart. All I could think about was seeing my boys." Dad let go of Dillon and held him at arm's length, looking at him with tears in his blue eyes. "And here you are, my little monkeys. And I want to say sorry for what I did. Sorry you've been growing up without your dad. Sorry I was such a dipstick. But that's going to change. I'm always going to be here for you now. I've got my own place. You can come visit any time you want." "I thought you were still," Dillon said, and then didn't know how to go on. "Locked up in St. Mary's," Dad said. "You can say it, Dill. I admit it, I was ill. I was nuts. Had to be locked up. No shame in that, I needed help. But I'm better now, so they let me out. Look at me. I'm as right as rain, as good as gold. Your mum could see that, that's why she said it'd be okay for me to take you away for a couple of days." "She didn't tell us," Robbie said. "I only just seen her, haven't I? Dropped into the office for a chat. She was the one who suggested it. Why not take the boys away for a couple of days? They'd love a little trip. Take them to that place where we used to go for holidays, Gardle Head. Of course I jumped at the chance. Got my motor outside all ready to go." "Now?" Robbie said. "Yep, just think. We can be up there in about 5 or 6 hours. Sleep out under the stars, light a bonfire, barbecue some sausages, eat them looking at the sea. Just us, together. What do you say?" "Yeah," Robbie said. "That's my boy. Dill?" Dillon wanted to believe that Mum had said it was okay, wanted to believe that Dad had changed. Seeing him again like this, Dillon realized just how much he'd missed him. For 2 years he'd told himself that Dad was just a bully and all that. But he seemed so different now, so warm, smiling. No doubt about it, he had changed, and deep down, Dillon knew he still loved Dad, still needed him. Andy was great, but Andy could never make him feel like this. But was it really all okay? "Are you sure Mum said we could go?" "Cross my heart and hope to die. I tell you what, we'll drop by her office on the way, and you can ask her yourself, okay?" Dillon hesitated a moment.